This is Jensen Huang. He is the CEO of Nvidia. He wears a leather jacket even when it's 90 degrees outside. He signs autographs on women's chests. Yes, that actually happened. And he is currently the most powerful man in the global economy. For the last 3 years, the world has been in a gold rush. Everyone, from Microsoft to your grandmother, wants a piece of artificial intelligence. And in a gold rush, the only person guaranteed to get rich is the guy selling the shovels. Nvidia sells the shovels. In fact, they sell the only shovels that work. If you bought Nvidia stock a few years ago, you are probably watching this video from a yacht. The company went from a gaming chip maker to a $3 trillion monster that ate the stock market. But here is the uncomfortable question that nobody wants to ask in 2026. What happens when everyone already has a shovel, but nobody has found any gold? Welcome to the AI bubble. And if you know your history, you know exactly how this movie ends. Spoiler alert, it doesn't end with everyone getting rich. It ends with a massive hangover. Mark Twain once said, quote, "Zero." Well, right now, history isn't just rhyming, it is screaming the exact same lyrics. Let's travel back to the year 1999. The dot-com bubble. The internet was going to change everything. And guess what? It did. The internet was the future. But that didn't save investors from losing 90% of their money. Back then, the quote, "one of the world" was a company called Cisco. They built the routers and switches, the plumbing of the internet. Everyone said, quote, "two." In March 2000, Cisco became the most valuable company on earth. It was trading at huge multiples. People thought it would grow forever. Then, reality called. It turned out that companies had bought too much equipment. Cisco stock crashed 80%. Even today, 26 years later, it still hasn't returned to its highs adjusted for inflation. Think about that. If you bought the top in 2000, you are still down on your investment a quarter century later. Nvidia today looks exactly like Cisco in '99. The technology is real, the revolution is real, but the price you are paying for it? That is pure fantasy. So, why is this a bubble? It comes down to simple math. Right now, Nvidia's revenue is exploding because big tech companies like Microsoft and Google are in an arms race. They are spending hundreds of billions of dollars buying Nvidia chips because they are terrified of falling behind. It is called FOMO CapEx, fear of missing out capital expenditure. But here is the trillion-dollar problem. Who is paying them? These companies are spending $50 billion a year on chips to build AI models. To justify that spending, they need to generate $50 billion in new profits from AI. But where is that profit coming from? Are you paying $20 a month for ChatGPT? Maybe. Is your grandma? Probably not. Most AI revenue right now is just companies selling AI tools to other companies building AI tools. It is a circular economy. The industry has spent $600 billion on chips, but the revenue generated from AI software is a tiny fraction of that. It is like building a 5-star hotel in the middle of the desert, staffing it with thousands of people and hoping that guests will eventually show up. Sure, the hotel is beautiful, but if nobody checks in, you go bankrupt. Bulls will tell you, but Nvidia has no competition. Their chips are the best. That was true in 2023. In 2026, not so much. Nvidia's biggest customers are also its biggest enemies. Microsoft, Amazon, and Google don't want to pay the quote 5 forever. Nvidia's gross margins are over 70%. In the hardware world, that is illegal. It invites competition. Every major tech company is now designing their own custom AI chips. Google has the TPU. Amazon has Trainium. Microsoft has Maya. Even Apple is doing its own thing. They are slowly unplugging from the Nvidia ecosystem. Why would Amazon pay Nvidia $30,000 for a chip when they can build their own for $3,000? They wouldn't, and they won't. When the buying slows down, Nvidia's growth won't just slow, it will collapse. Because stocks priced for perfection fall apart the moment things become just quote, six. And finally, there is the cult of personality. When a CEO starts being treated like a religious figure, it is usually a top signal. We saw it with Elon Musk. We saw it with Cathie Wood. Now, it's Jensen's turn. When retail investors stop looking at cash flow and start buying a stock because, quote, 7 rational thinking has left the building. Look, AI is going to change the world. That is true. But the internet changed the world too, and Cisco investors still got wiped out. Great technologies often make terrible investments if you pay the wrong price. Nvidia is a great company, but at these valuations, it feels less like an investment and more like a game of musical chairs. And the music is starting to slow down. If you are holding Nvidia, just ask yourself, who is left to buy it from you at a higher price? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy watching the bubble inflate. Don't be the last one holding the bag. If you want to survive the AI hangover, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.